It's me, MLB, here. Sorry, that was very loud. I'm sorry to all those who had headphones on. Here is chapter 63 of Gains, and this one is titled Noodle Legs. You loved the closeness with Kiri, but at the same time you were mentally trying to figure out how this was all going to work. How do I explain this to anyone? I can't even explain this to myself, you thought as you looked out the bus window at the scene going by. It's as if Kiri could feel your concerns, and he squeezed your hand gently to get you to look at him. Hey. Don't worry, okay? We'll work this out. I like Bakugou too, so I don't want there to be any fights or misunderstandings. We can just continue to be friends that like each other, and we know we like each other, he said with a gentle smile. Sounds good, you said with a relieved look on your face. Bakugou doesn't know that you've told me you like me yet, and he doesn't know that I've told you I like you, but I'm sure he'll try and make a move soon. He already told me he was kinda going to. If you need to talk to anyone, you can always come to me, Kiri said comfortingly. I feel like we just get each other, you know? I feel it too, he said, squeezing his hand back. The bus ride back to the dorms was a lot more comfortable from then on, and you even forgot about your legs until you tried to stand up at your stop and promptly wobbled back down again. Here, Kiri offered, holding his hand out to help you up. With great difficulty, you both got off the bus together and headed for the Heights Alliance doors, with Kiri's arm locked around you and your arm locked around him. Thankfully, it was a little later when you got back, so everyone was in their rooms, and no one saw you two holding each other up to your level. I'll drop you off first, Kiri said, walking slowly with you to your door. Hey, thanks so much again for literally everything, you said gratefully as you got to your door. You're always welcome, Yin, he said gently with a loving smile. You fished around in your pocket for the dorm room key, and found it and then inserted it into the door and pushed the door open. You had intended on just going into your room by yourself, but your legs still didn't want to do that, so Kiri had to help you in and over to your bed. Due to the angle at which you started your rapid descent to your bed, falling, you dragged Kiri down with you, both of you crashing to the mattress in a heap of apologies and giggles. I'm so sorry, you laughed, trying to roll, but he was still holding you and wouldn't let go, so you were stuck face down on your bed. It's okay, he chuckled back. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to come down with you. I don't mind. You laughed as you got your arms out and adjusted yourself. Kiri let you go so you could roll, but made no efforts to get off the bed and shifted around so that he was lying next to you on the bed once you'd gotten yourself settled. What a night, you said to him, looking into his beautiful red eyes. Yeah, he replied softly, his gaze looking over your face. You hadn't been this close to him before, so you got to see his face in detail. His skin was so clear, with maybe the tiniest of freckles just across his nose and cheeks. He even had a scar. Hey, I've never really noticed this, you said suddenly, reaching a hand up to run your fingers over the small scar that was etched into and above his right eyebrow. Oh, yeah, that's a scar from when my quirk first manifested, he said, allowing you to gently run your fingers over it. You cut yourself? You asked, feeling the difference between his scar and the skin around it. Yeah, but it's fine, he replied. I like it, he said with a smile. It's got character. Gently he lifted his hand from the bed and caressed your cheek with it. You had never had this type of touch before and you loved it, but you also didn't know how to handle someone gently holding your cheek like that. Oh, you said softly, taking your hand from his face. You're really beautiful, Yin, Kiri said softly, with the most honesty you'd ever heard come from anyone, and your eyes welled with tears as you looked back at him. I mean it. I really like you. Kiri, you're too perfect, he replied with a bashful look on your face. I usually don't feel beautiful, but right now, I really do feel it. I'm going to keep telling you the truth, until you believe it, he said, and your heart melted. You would have stayed that way a little longer, but the sound of someone else's dorm room door closing made you both look over and realise your door was still wide open. Whoops, I think I should go. I'm not supposed to be in here, Kiri whispered. I'm already on warning with Aizawa-sensei. Oh, good point, you whispered back. Okay, go, I'll see you tomorrow. And with that, he scrambled off the bed, grabbed his bag, wished you one more farewell, and then closed the door on his way out. You let out a big, contented sigh. What was going to happen now? You didn't really have a chance to go over finer details with Kiri, but he already knew and understood that this was kind of a hanging in the air type situation until further notice, but he seemed to be okay with that. You closed your eyes as you thought, and before you knew it, you were asleep, still in your gym clothes, just laying there on top of your bed, like you didn't care at all. Thankfully though, you already had your alarm set as you awoke suddenly to it beeping violently by your bedside the next morning, and you looked at it for a second. Oh, wait, You sat bolt upright. I fell asleep. You went to move your legs and suddenly yesterday came flooding back to you. Whoa, what a day that was. I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk at all today, you thought sadly as you looked down at your legs. Yeah, they were attached, but yeah, you knew that they were just there for show. There was no way that they were going to function as actual legs today. With great difficulty, you got off the bed, showered, dressed, and got ready to leave your room. You had taken a few seconds to reach back to your hamstrings and rub them a little to get them to stop aching so much so you could at least take steps, but the relief was temporary and the walk to UA was long in comparison, so you just stiff upper lipped it and walked gingerly off down the hall as best you could towards the elevator. It was while you were gingerly walking to the building of UA that Bakugou caught up with you. He had had his eyes on you as he came up behind you, and he could tell that you had overdone leg day. Oi, laces, can't bend, he grunted as he pulled up beside you. Are they undone? You asked, looking down and seeing that your left shoelace had come undone slightly. Damn, I literally cannot. It is impossible for me to bend today. Hang in there, Bakugou stands. He's going to make his move soon. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 64. See you then.